Hey there, this is Boots Owen here. This is a Parkinsons Perfect Vise, number 15. It's my woodworking vise on my woodworking bench. It's broken. The quick release mechanism's completely broken. It should stay out here to the right, and to use the quick release feature you should just push it in like this, open it or close it, and then it should spring back out to here, but it doesn't. So let's have a look at it. So on the back of the face of the vise there's a spring, and I've tried to bodge some other springs out of door handles in here. There's meant to be a big coil spring that causes it to spring into place. This one, it's not working. The spring that was in it cracked and I can't make a spring for it. I'm not that way inclined. So what I've thought is, I think I've seen this somewhere on the internet a few years ago. This is what the spring actually does, and this is what this piece of flat bar does. We want to keep this thing pushed up, and that keeps the teeth of a little half nut engaged with that threaded rod. So all I need to do is get a spring underneath there. And I was looking in my box of springs and I found a couple. Some of them are quite long. I think any of the three would do it, but the shortest one, let's have a look at that. So if that was pushed up there, somewhere like that, that would keep it in position. And then whenever you push this in, it should act against that spring. So that's it locked. And then when you push it in, it's unlocked, but it doesn't rise up again. So you need a spring to push it up like that. So this plate on the bottom here that holds this whole apparatus in position is held on with 2 screws. And if I take them out and build a little bracket that comes down, holds the spring, and goes up again, that should do it. So I started out with a piece of flat bar with a couple of holes in the end. I think it came from a buggy or something like that. I've used one of the holes and then I've come out 65mm, which I think is how much space I need for this spring to act against that little thing. And then I have to drill another hole here, 65 or 67mm from the center of this hole to the center of a hole over here, and then cut it off. So I'll do that. So this is what it looks like now. I've got a washer holding the spring over there, and that should be in the correct position, and hopefully it'll clip on somehow. Let's get it attached and see if it works. So that's what it looks like installed. And then if I press the lever over here, it comes down and goes back up again. And that's good enough. So let's have a look at how it's meant to work. Well, press the lever, push it in. That's it, it's locked. It's a bit loose like because it's a big old vise, but that's it locked, and then you can tighten it up, loosen it. Once it's loose, press that. You can pull it out and it's locked in position again. You need to put a bit of weight behind it, but you can just push it in. That's the quick release, quick tighten feature, and then lock it up like this. Tighten it up again no matter where you are. I got this when I was a teenager, so I have this probably 22 years, something like that. If I got it when I think I got it, I can't remember. It's definitely more than, well, it should be more than, no, it's definitely more than 20 years ago. Now, what's going on there? So I'm just wondering, it should be a little bit tighter perhaps. Don't know though. I think with this one you have to open it like that. Because of the taper on this threaded rod, it only engages one way, so it doesn't want to back off. It only really engages when it's tightening up. So you can push it in like that and it'll tighten up against the flat face of the thread, but the other way it doesn't really want to engage, so it's just kind of jumping over it by itself. You'd want a really tight spring, and then there's a compromise there. All you really need is just enough pressure to keep this out, so that that half nut can get any kind of a purchase on that threaded rod. It just goes up like this against the threaded rod, and then comes down, and the rod can slide, and then it comes in just enough to get a bit of a grip on it. That's my scientific explanation. This should be the same for a record vise as Parkinson's Perfect or any of these ones. I think actually, I was trying to find a spring for it. I couldn't find the spring for that anywhere. And it can't be that kind of complicated. And if you know where you can get them, put it in the comments. I saw that, I think, Veritas, Lie-Nielsen tools in Canada. I think it's the same. It's one or the other, Veritas or Lie-Nielsen. They make a vise like this. One or the other. Some company makes a vise like this. I think Paramo used to make one as well. I don't know if they still do in England. But they must have a spring for the quick release. But I've never seen them for sale. Apparently you can get them from Canada. But I have a feeling something like that, you know, it might be $5 Canadian or $10 Canadian. But, you know, I've just put this together from the little bits I've had around. The only drawback I can see with this is that in behind, what used to stop about here now is about 1.5 inches lower, so about 40mm lower. And that means that, you know, things in behind now won't just wheel out. Like I've got this pile of bricks. They may or may not wheel out actually. Well, no, I think they'll hit it. Depends on where I move the camera. But, you know, you're going to lose space in behind the vise there, so you'd need a drawer coming in from the side or something if you want to use that space. I'm pretty pleased with that, because this has been on my to-do list for about a year now. I've just been holding it out with my thumb as I've been tightening. That's yeah, that's something now that's pretty decent. Is that loud enough for you? Questions or comments, leave them below. Thanks for watching. See you later.